A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Wow, the Jetsons, one of my favorites, gotta admit it.
Meet George Jetson. His boy Elroy.
Guy's jamming on the trumpet.
Jane, his wife.
It's not the Jetsons. A lot of Jetsons stuff. You can Google it. A lot of the stuff on the Jetsons we have today, like the cellular device and on and on and on, the smartphone. Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson back at you. A Thursday afternoon, a little wet, a little rainy out there, as expected. Tomorrow may be more of the same. Most of today was high and dry. And then by mid-afternoon-ish, started getting some rain in the metro. Again, tomorrow may be the same thing, but Saturday and Sunday look pretty darn good. Waking up, I don't know, maybe high 50s on Saturday and Sunday. Some sunshine and cloud mixed. No rain. And lots of 60s. Might hit 70, 71, 72 on Saturday and Sunday. But should be a nice weekend, Saturday and Sunday. And today wasn't all that bad until about an hour or an hour and a half ago. And it's not even that bad. It's not like torrential downpour. It's sort of, just enough rain to bother you. Misty. The hardcore folks doing outdoor stuff might be doing it because they're just getting a little misty rain. They might still be fishing or hunting or trying to knock out golf or tennis or landscaping or walking or jogging or whatever they're doing. So not that bad, but be careful on this Thursday afternoon. Holy smokes, just a slew of topics today. A number of topics, like nonstop topics. Some days you're like, it's not like a struggle. There's always something out there. But you might only have like 2 or 3 bad boys on the old, show sheet. I've got a bunch today. Like the city council approving a land swap with the state. The state would get the city hall building, which they would tear down and hopefully make it a park or do something with it. The city gets Duncan Plaza, the park that does exist, where they would potentially build a new city hall, maybe even a new NOPD headquarters there. I say do it about 6 blocks. What would that be? 6 blocks west. 6 blocks west, go to Central City. Right on the other side of the Pontchartrain Expressway, a block or 2 into Central City. First off, consolidate a bunch of Central City. A few buildings sitting on one whole city block, a lot of blight and lots and chunks of concrete and overgrown weeds. Consolidate all the buildings, folks, things that are viable, that are, put them all together. And then dig a few retention ponds in Central City, huh? And then build a nice city hall and NOPD headquarters in Central City, right next door to the CBD. So it's not like it's a problem. It's 6 blocks away. And you're really giving a leg up, a hand up to Central City. really giving it a chance to take off. It's already slowly but surely, I don't want to say taken off. I'm proud of Central City, but it's like 20 years of this, not 3 or 5 or 7. It's like 20, 25 years of some slow growth, a long way still to go. Anyway, City Hall, a land swap with the state. The OIG report, the mayor's, I think it was sort of the mayor's retirement fund now that I really am thinking about it and reading the OIG's report, which is on Twitter, my Twitter. You can find it anywhere, the OIG website. The mayor's now defunct nonprofit, Forward Together NOLA, Forward Together New Orleans. You remember the $1 million+ taken from the Wisner Fund and placed in the mayor's nonprofit? OIG got a tip, did an investigation. It was months later, and that check's returned. No, it just got me thinking, like, none of the money was spent, yet money was transferred. Like, what were they doing with the money? What were they waiting on? It's like maybe the mayor was going to walk out of office with a few $1 million in that nonprofit and go from there. It's a nonprofit. Well, my salary is going to be $295 a year, and just go from there till the money runs out. Interesting OIG report. Why was the money put into an account and not spent? City Park master plan. I think tonight at Dillard, another master plan open to the public meeting. This wooded island idea. I mean, some very forward-thinking ideas at City Park. I give City Park credit. Change in New Orleans is very, very hard and difficult. City Park wants to put a road going from Allen, Tucson, essentially, to I-610 and beyond, all the way to City Park Avenue. A tunnel or a bridge over I-610, or they'll go under 610. I don't know what the plan is exactly. But I do know this, and City Park has confirmed this just this afternoon on Twitter. Even if you don't like golf, I mean, are you going to go, oh, here goes Corey, he likes golf, it's about golf? It's not. It's about a golf course that's going to be 7 years old next month. So it's 7 years old. It's $30 million. It's a Reese Jones championship golf course where there's talk of the Zurich Classic moving to that course. There's this master plan, the wooded island proposal, which would take 5 holes out of the golf course, and they'd have to go rebuild the holes somewhere else. And it's not just that simple. And where do you put them? And is Reese Jones involved? Is it still a championship level course? Do you still have a chance to land the Zurich? Or you're going to just use 5 holes on the kind of cruddy North course? In the meantime, till we figure it out, it's just a very crazy proposal in one way, that the golf course is not quite 7 years old. It was $30 million of real money. Zurich invested like $1 million in that course. The sponsors of the tournament. There's lots of things to, consider. The PGA was very instrumental guiding the design of that golf course. Reese Jones. There's like phase 2. If the tournament were to ever come to that course, they would still play it at the TPC for a few years and start tweaking City Park South a little more. So kind of scary, just from a investment standpoint, wise use of money. You have a relatively new 7-year-old, $30 million championship golf course, and holes 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 are going to get just ripped up and destroyed. And then you're going to, I guess, call the architect or someone else is going to do it. Just kind of mind-blowing. It's like, why didn't you have the master plan 7 years ago or 8 years ago when the golf course was being built? This is brand new. You're going to knock down the NOMA? You're going to, knock down a wing of the museum? Going to knock down the tennis facility, the Pepsi tennis facility? That multi-million-dollar facility? Just seems like the master plan. I like the island idea, all of that. Extend it across Harrison Avenue with the lagoons. Got a lot of land on the west side of Harrison Avenue. Instead, you're going to destroy the heart of the front side of the championship golf course. That's the master plan. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday. The LSU new arena, the property that it's going to be built on, public land. It's LSU, but it's TAF. They're private. Private partner is going to build the $300 million arena. LSU gets their stuff. Everything else goes to the private partners. Robert Mann from LSU next.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Did you know Rouse's sells only Angus beef? Angus beef's natural marbling means more succulence and flavor. Whether you choose Rouse's USDA Prime, Choice, or Select, it'll be only Angus beef when you get it at Rouse's. Tastes like home.
River Cities Total Maintenance keeps you cool, New Orleans. NOLAAC.com is your cool spot.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
The French bread of the city of New Orleans. Good to the last crumb. Leidenheimer French bread.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
For over 20 years, serving healthy, fresh, authentic Middle Eastern cuisine, Lebanon's Cafe. In the Carrollton section of Uptown on the streetcar line, Wednesday through Monday, 11 a.m. to 9:30. Lebanon's Cafe.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
The sounds of New Orleans. Corey Johnson back at you on a Thursday. Yeah, going into that break, a new LSU arena. You know, most of the time, arenas, it depends on if it's a college team, pro team. If it's a college team, it's going to be built by the university, by boosters, maybe one big booster giving a big chunk, getting his name on it, that kind of thing. Like Tulane's Yeoman Stadium. If it's public, state money, something like that. If it's a pro arena, a city, municipality, state could be held responsible for a lot of it. The owner of the pro team, you know, may own it. Now there's a new version online. It's, I guess, equity firms, investment folks, like at Texas and their arena. That's what's happening at LSU. Robert Mann, LSU Manship School of Journalism, for about 6 more weeks, Bob.
Yep. Who's counting?
The NBA playoffs will start, and by the time they finish, you will no longer be at LSU. How long were you at LSU?
This will be 18 years.
Wow. And retiring. And essentially, was it kind of the right time coupled with today's, I guess, government in Louisiana, or was it strictly the latter?
Well, I was going to probably teach for another 3 or 4 years, maybe. Originally, I thought maybe I'll do it till 68, 70. And then when Landry got elected, I knew he wanted LSU to fire me a couple of years ago, and it just seemed like the right time to take myself out of the equation so he couldn't do any damage to my school or to LSU in general, trying to get at me. So it just seemed like the right thing to do.
Bob, enjoy your retirement. Maybe you can do like me. Go get go green. I got a rain barrel. I'm going to the Middleton Library. I'm going to go collect some water to water my plants back at home. Got a rain barrel.
Yeah, well, my understanding is they plugged the leaks in the ceiling in the roof, so it's not leaking anymore. But we didn't really have any rain for most of last year, so I guess it's getting a good stress test the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, exactly. All right, this new LSU arena. I'm all for a new arena. I'm for a new library. I mean, I want return the quad to its original cross shape, build a state-of-the-art 2028, 2034, or 2040 library, futuristic library. This arena, I figured it was going to be TAF and donors and the like the athletic department does. So it's very strange. It's going to be privately built on public land, LSU land, my land, your land, any Louisiana citizen's land. It's LSU's arena, but the private TAF is working with this equity firm. I guess they've narrowed it down to 2 partners and trying to find out anything you think would be easy because it's public entities involved, LSU, their arena, but because TAF is a private entity apparently, and because it's this equity firm doesn't want to be known right now, and there's a bidding process going on, the public knows nothing. Is that pretty accurate?
Yeah, except for one thing. This will not be owned by LSU. It will be owned by this private equity firm, right. And they will allow LSU to use it for about 80 days a year for basketball games and other events. So basically LSU is being asked, the state is being asked to give this land to this private firm and the local and state government are being asked to allow them to. Last year, apparently, the legislature created a special taxing district that allows them to impose a special sales tax on any transactions conducted in this very small little district where the arena would be built, where they can use a source of public money to defray part of the operating costs, I suppose. So it's this weird public-private partnership, which is, those kind of arrangements are not illegitimate, but what is raising a lot of questions among people here in Baton Rouge and the press and beyond is that they're doing it all through the Tiger Athletic Foundation, therefore shielding it from any kind of public scrutiny. It's all out of public view. It's not subject to public records requests.
No. And TAF should just give that information out because they are under LSU essentially. No LSU, no TAF. I get the setup. I understand they're legally private. The point is that the TAF works for LSU. And if they don't think they do, that's how it should be.
Well, it's a public charity. That's a legal definition in the IRS code. Public charity, which means that they are affiliated with a public body, and the money that they collect in donations becomes public money. They have a higher responsibility to report on what they do than your average charity in this country, and so. But even if they didn't, this is LSU, this flagship university of the state, has a moral obligation to conduct its business with more transparency than what we're seeing here.
No, I totally agree. Much more transparency. I think it could be, spun another way, Bob, where LSU would say, no, we own the arena. It's our arena. They just built it. And because they put up the money and built it, we get everything that LSU does. Anything we do, our basketball, our volleyball, our gymnastics, women's hoops, men's, whatever we do at our arena, Pete Maravich Assembly Center 2, it's ours. We own the arena. But every single thing outside of LSU, those people get the money, the profits from it. So, they could spin it that way, but essentially we're skinning the same cat, right?
Yeah, and we are. But the problem to me is that if it's so advantageous for LSU, if it's so above board, if it's so proper to do it this way, then why are they shielding it from public view? If everything is fine and this is a great deal for LSU and a great deal for the public, why are they operating in secrecy?
Because people will complain about the library not getting redone, maybe, and that'll slow down and bog this thing down. They know athletics excites the voter, not getting a new library, Bob. That's what they know.
Well, you're right, and the urgency to do this. We've been knowing about the library and other buildings on this campus that need renovation or new construction. And that moves at a glacial pace around here. But the minute that Kim Mulkey and some people decide that we need a new PMAC, the legislature and other leaders at LSU go into warp speed to get this thing done. And it tells you a lot, as I think you've pointed out online and on your show here today, that it's a reflection of the university and the state's priorities. This is what's important to us.
Yep.
It's athletics, not academics.
Yep. And the legislators know it. Coupled with LSU's like their political toy. There's a bridge down in Plaquemines Parish that just opened. Essentially, there's a $150 million bridge. A company's going to collect the tolls. I guess they put up the money to build the bridge, or most of the money, and they're going to end up collecting $700 million in tolls by the time they walk away. So, and it's a $150 million bridge. I don't know why the state or LSU or a TAF doesn't feel that they can do what this equity firm's going to do, build an arena that they keep all the profits from any concerts or shows that come. But they're doing a different model. It's something new. I think Texas has done something very, very similar. I guess that's how you get a $300 million arena built, Bob. Ole Miss just opened about a 10,000 seat arena. It was about $100 million.
Right. There's a lot of, as you pointed out with this bridge, I think a lot of people are going to make a lot of money off of this thing. And one of the places that I would look are the bond attorneys who stand to get very wealthy off of these deals. If as you say, if they're so lucrative and they're so profitable, there ought to be no one's against anyone making money off of their labor. No one's against anyone getting a fair profit off of what they do. But when the deals are this lopsided, and when politically connected, well-connected people stand to make a lot of money off of this, they at least ought to do it with some public scrutiny.
No, exactly. We're going to find out after the fact, all the well-connected people that are going to make a ton of money, and the average LSU fan is going to be like, yeah, whatever, we knew that was going to happen. I just want to see the new arena. And that's basically what it's all about. No, LSU is for basically going to have a brand new $300 million state-of-the-art arena, as nice as any in America, for their athletic teams. And then every single other event that takes place outside of LSU, the circus, ice capades, concerts, this other entity that builds the arena, they get all the money and they do all that. Who knows? I'm wondering if like LSU has to keep up the building or clean up or something like that. So yeah, we'll find out if this deal is good or bad for the state. We should be able to see it all right now, and we're not. That's the bottom line, right?
Yeah, that's the bottom line. And by the way, if you got a child in middle school who wants to go to LSU, I promise you by the time that young woman or young man gets to LSU, there will still not be a new library for him or her, but there will be a brand new, there'll probably be 5 new
athletic
facilities built in that time, but no library. I guarantee you, because it's not the priority of this school or this state.
No, you're right. You're totally right. That's proven time and time again. Bob Mann, always a pleasure.
Thank you, Corey.
That's Robert Mann, LSU Manship School of Journalism. Go online. You can get his Huey Long book online, which is a very interesting read. Thursday afternoon edition of the program. Corey Johnson with you, going all the way till 6 o'clock. Don't go anywhere, New Orleans. Coming right back.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
1970 was an exciting time in New Orleans. The first Jazz Fest was held, the city hosted its first Super Bowl, and the first Helm Paint location opened on Earhart Boulevard. While the floppy disks, mood rings, and pet rocks may have come and gone since the 70s, Helm Paint has grown to become your premier source for quality Benjamin Moore products, competitive pricing, and personal service. Please visit one of our locations today, and we'll meet our competitors' prices on any identical product. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamar Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We're doing all makes and models. It doesn't have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
For Leidenheimer Baking Company, producing the perfect French bread is more than a vocation. It's a sacred mission. And for 5 generations, they've used the same time-honored process, baking their signature loaf with its crisp crust and delicate center, unique and still good to the last crumb. From the finest French Quarter restaurants to your local po' boy shop, for over 125 years, New Orleans' own Leidenheimer.
Hey, tomorrow, Michael Hecht from Greater New Orleans Inc. will be joining us on the program. He does that every single Friday. That's always brought to you by Latrim, the global manufacturing giant, born, bred, based right here in New Orleans, still in New Orleans. Since the late 40s, when J.M. LePere invented the shrimp peeling machine that is used around the world, the industry standard. That led to the all-plastic modular conveyor belt, again, used all around the world, the industry standard. This New Orleans company on Latrim Lane at River Road under the UEP Long Bridge, I'd say 80 acres. It might be more like 90 now. That campus just continues to grow. They continue to expand. Just growing all over Elmwood, crossover Jefferson Highway, have something going on Distributors Row. They don't stop. They're on the North Shore I-12 facility, and they're hiring. Looking for a new job, looking for a career. Latrim's looking for you. Go to their website, latrim.com. Latrim spelled L-A-I-T-R-A-M. L-A-I-T-R-A-M, Latrim.com. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday, a slew of topics. Robert Mann, LSU School of Journalism, joining us. Most folks, LSU fans, are like, Corey, just let the arena get built. That's all they're concerned with. They want to see a new arena to watch LSU play. Is it going to be the Pete Maravich Assembly Center? You don't even know. All you can do is assume it's going to be still called that. And it'll be Dale Brown, Sue Gunter Court at the Pete Maravich Assembly Center or PMAC 2. I mean, what's it going to be called? Will this company, this equity firm that builds it, where LSU plays at it, but everything else, that firm that builds it, they get all the money from every concert, everything else that goes down? Are they going to have a naming rights? It's going to be the Ford Stadium, Chevrolet Stadium. Is there a naming rights thing for it? Or is it going to be the PMAC? Or does that go away? Pete Maravich's legacy just goes away. You don't know. The answers are unknown, and that's what's a joke. Like City Park, we'll talk about this island project. It's all out in the public, in the open. They were good enough to go back and forth with me on Twitter today and inform me of all this. I just looked at the master plan, saw this the wooded island, and I'm like, man, that wooded island's like the middle of the front nine of the golf course, you know? So anyway, we'll talk about that in a second. It's a public meeting, City Park. It's all out there for everyone to see, like it should be. Transparency. I don't like the plan, but that's their plan, and it's out there. And I can say I don't like it. Other people can. It can alter the plan. LSU's just jamming it down your throat, but they know, because LSU people, Louisiana people, care about LSU athletics, and academics don't really matter. So forget about the library and academics, but they care about athletics. They want a new arena. They're tired of the PMAC. They want suites and club-level seats. They're ready to throw all their money towards it. They want to sit down low. They want to support their LSU teams in a state-of-the-art facility that represents a women's national championship team and hopefully a men's team that gets back to its winning ways. They want to be in a state-of-the-art building, a $300 million building. And then Baton Rouge and LSU get spin-off indirect money from stuff that does go there, concerts, everything that the builders of the arena will get. There's still people staying at hotels, eating at restaurants, all of that, tax dollars being created. But we don't know anything. We don't know if it's PMAC 2. We don't know if it's Dale Brown Court. We don't know the deal, how much money to build it, what is it going to be, how much money does this firm that builds it make, how long does that last? It's like the bridge in Plaquemines. Just finding out, like when they open it, oh, by the way, the $150 million bridge, $700 million in tolls going to a private company. It's like, what? Now Plaquemine folks are like, we don't even want to pay a quarter. Let the trucks pay for all of it. If it was the state building it, have float bonds, pay them off, get rid of the toll, keep the toll, upgrade other stuff, whatever. It's staying in state. This is different. And maybe it's fine. Texas just did it. It's a new method. I'm not saying it's wrong. Just let us all see it. And TAF, I love TAF. It's genius. Funds LSU athletics at an excellence level. But because they're this private entity, they're under LSU. Private or not, they should come clean with everything like they're public. It's ridiculous. No, it's just hiding it from us until it's done, and then it's jammed down our throat. You read about legislature passes on governor's desk, new LSU arena, and there's not going to be many people calling to say, don't build the arena, compared to people going, can't wait to watch my Tigers at the arena. I'm an LSU grad, class of 91. It's my school, okay? It's my school. Everybody else is just a visitor or a fan. You can be so into it. It can be like your team, your pro sports team. It's not. It's mine. It's my college team. It's my school team. Just like if you're a fan of De La Salle High School, where I went to high school, and you went somewhere else. You're just a visitor. You're just a fan of my school sports team. You're just a fan of my school sports teams. My point is, I'm not better than you, but you're not better than me. And no one's bigger LSU fan or loves LSU more. I just happen to, look at the academic side all the time too. And it's painfully mediocre. And we get our butt kicked in academics, but athletics, world-class facilities, world-class coaches, salaries to prove it, NIL money to prove it, facilities, fans, everything's first class. Academics, not so much. And it's LSU, not LSF. It's not Louisiana State football. It's not a pro team. No, I don't want to see athletics come down. I want to see the arena get built. I just want to know all the ins and outs and why is it private and not public? There's something just very wrong with that. It's LSU. It's a public university. It's a $300 million arena. You trust the 39 senators and 105 House reps up in Baton Rouge to sail this thing through, and they're going to do the right thing, and it benefits us, the citizens. It benefits LSU. It's the needs of the many outweighing the needs of the few, or do you think it's the needs of the few, like Robert Mann was saying? Connected people, politically connected people, making money, paying off politicians either with campaign contributions through so many different channels or just outright bribes or money under the table. Come on, it's Louisiana. This stuff has to be scrutinized, has to be out for the public to view and have an opinion on when it concerns LSU and the flagship school and in our state and public money, indirect, a public entity, if not public money. The city council approves a land swap with the state. The state gets the city hall building and that land. Perdido to what? Loyola, LaSalle to LaSalle, and Perdido to Poydras. And then Duncan Plaza, the park next door that the city owns, the state gets that. And then supposedly where Duncan Plaza is, the city's going to build a new city hall, maybe a police headquarters, and then city hall could become a park, or maybe the state builds an office building there. Who knows? But the city council approved a land swap. I think New Orleans City Hall and New Orleans NOPD headquarters should be 6 blocks west, 8 blocks west in Central City, right next door, 2 minutes by car down the road, right on the other side of the Pontchartrain Expressway. The OIG report, the mayor's defunct charity, Forward Together New Orleans. The Wisner money, $1 million plus. Plus the mayor giving, just so arbitrary, $500 checks to, I think, 20 Mardi Gras Indians. Just strange. Put it under housing or something, she said. Get it out of housing. So instead of the money being used to house people that need housing, it's $500 checks to the Mardi Gras Indians. I mean, I love the Mardi Gras Indians. It has nothing to do with that. Just so strange and arbitrary and, I don't know, maybe illegal. I would think unethical for sure. City Park master plan. Open to the public meeting tonight at Dillard. The Wooded Island property caught my eye today, and going back and forth on Twitter with some City Park folks trying to line up their CEO next week. Couldn't do it this week. They are talking about relocating 5 golf holes on, it'll be 7 years old next month, this golf course, on a relatively brand new $30 million golf course. I mean, could you imagine a $30 million building, and we're going to knock off, a $9-10 million wing, 8, 9, 10 million bucks off one side of the building 7 years later? Now, I like the Wooded Island proposal. I like that. I looking at the plan, the road might even be a good idea. Folks like, dude, it parallels Marconi. Marconi's on the other side of the canal, outside of City Park, really, I guess. They're talking about
the Lamarck Automotive Collision Center. It's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof. Now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
From the owners of Katie's in Mid-City and Bienvenue in Harahan, an old school deli with over a dozen specialty sandwiches. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
For over 120 years, New Orleans' very own Leidenheimer French bread.
It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa. And now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville, the Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
What actually lasts a lifetime? Not much, but at Helm Paint, we have something guaranteed to last a lifetime. Benjamin Moore's Regal Select. This paint and primer in one offers cutting-edge waterborne technology, smooth application, and long durability. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, your New Orleans paint store.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
For over 20 years, serving healthy, fresh, authentic Middle Eastern cuisine, Lebanon's Cafe. In the Carrollton section of Uptown on the streetcar line, Wednesday through Monday, 11 a.m. to 9:30. Lebanon's Cafe. The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day. By river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Here you on the causeway, beeline into the North Shore. I'm sure Trey Yen will pick up the phone right now and let you fire in a to-go order. They officially open their doors in 7.5 minutes at 5 o'clock. Trey Yen for dinner. South Shore folks, it's Thursday night. Get with some friends, family, get a little double date going, jump in the car. From Lakeside Shopping Center to the front door of Trey Yen, 25 minutes, and it's easy. Set cruise control at like 67 miles an hour and beeline across the causeway. Trey Yen in Mandeville, so good. You North Shore folks, at the foot of the causeway. Just a few minutes from Macomb, in Mandeville. A few minutes from Covington, Madisonville. Trey Yen, so good. Yeah, and curbside delivery. So if you're beelining on the causeway, heading to the North Shore, fire in a to-go order, 985-626-4476. 626-4476. Curbside delivery. Take advantage of it. Trey Yen in Mandeville. Who's bummed out when you walk in the house with a big to-go order from Trey Yen? Answer, nobody. City Council approves a land swap with the state will get the City Hall building. The city will get Duncan Plaza behind it, to spot to build a new City Hall, maybe a new police headquarters. We'll see. I still say both those things should go into Central City, right next door. OIG report forward together in New Orleans. The mayor's now defunct charity doing all kind of crazy stuff, like $1 million from the Wisner Fund. And what's mind-boggling, kind of puzzling, the $1 million was never spent. It just sat in the account. I think, honestly, the mayor was going to build up that account, and then when she was no longer mayor, go run that nonprofit and pull, y'all $295 a year and take lots of junkets, because we're trying to raise money anywhere we can, all around the world, every continent. And yeah, I got to fly first class because I got to put my charts out, and I need 2 first class seats. Anyway, OIG report available to the public. Mardi Gras Indians getting a $500 check, showing up at some press conference, and just put it under housing, just pulling it out of housing money. I have nothing against the Mardi Gras Indians, just strange and probably at least unethical, if not illegal. City Park master plan, very aggressive. I like change. I like the forward thinking. City Park is a world-class park, like Audubon Park. Post-Katrina, last 15, 20 years, a lot of fantastic first-class, world-class stuff at those parks. They're great. Love City Park. Love Audubon Park. I like this, the wooded island. More trees, more green at City Park even. A lot of room for that. I like the wooded island proposal. I just don't like that a $30 million Reese Jones designed $30 million Reese Jones designed championship golf course, 5 holes, are going to be destroyed and have to be recreated, redeveloped somewhere else. They have to get with Reese Jones. Maybe they don't. They get with a lesser architect. How are you going to integrate these 5 holes into the course? Well, okay, the front side's no longer the front. We're going to take 3 holes from the front and mix them in with the back. We're going to take these holes from the back, and you'll tee off at hole number 14 now instead of 1. You'll tee off at hole, just crazy stuff like that. A total redo. Just not good. You have a golf course designer, an architect. He comes up with 18 holes. They all have a rhyme and reason, a flow. And you're going to rip out the guts of the front 9, which basically wrecks the whole course. Holes 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the tee box of number 9 are all on this wooded island proposal. $30 million golf course, 5 holes. It's about $8 to $10 million. Are they just going to use 5 holes on the existing north course so you can, quote, play 18? Not knocking Timberlane, but you ever play golf at Timberlane? I used to book the front side twice. Can I get a 7:30 and a 9:30 on the front? What? Yeah, I'm going to play the front twice. Now, the story is, I think it is a Robert Trent Jones course, if I'm not mistaken, Timberlane. And the story, in the 60s, he designed the course. They built the front. They were going to build the back. They held out money from him. He didn't give them the design. The members said they'll design the back side themselves. If you play Timberlane, the front side is lush and green, and wow, what a great layout. And the back side is not nearly as nice, not nearly as lush, not nearly as green. Linear canal running right through the middle. It's just, compared to the front, the back at Timberlane is awful. And that's the story. They had a golf architect design 18 holes, built the front. It is, you can tell it's well designed for the 60s. And then the backside is like a municipal course, kind of. Just strange. It's 2 different 9 holes. They don't match at all. And that's the rumor, the story. They didn't pay the bill. They design it themselves, some gimmick like that. I don't know. You can't rip out 5 holes of a $30 million Reese Jones golf course and just kind of just finagle the holes a different way and then add 5 holes on a different part of the property and think it's all going to blend in. And there are lots of people involved. The PGA Tour, Zurich, that has the tournament, the sponsors of the tournament. They invested over $1 million in the City Park golf course. For Kids Foundation invested. The PGA had a lot to do with it. It's supposed to be the future home for the Zurich Classic. I guess City Park's sort of throwing that out the window. We'll see. Public meeting tonight at Dillard. More to come before they start ripping up the golf course, for sure. What's that, Blue Boy? You don't even play golf at a not even 7-year-old $30 million golf course. You don't destroy 5 holes. Should have been better thinking 7-8 years ago when they opened it. You're right, Blue Boy. You're right. 5 o'clock powwow.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 5 p.m.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Interlocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Interlocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Interlocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Hi, this is Joey Helm. My dad, Bunky Helm, had a vision of a locally family-owned store serving the residential and commercial paint needs of New Orleans. I think Dad would be proud of today's Helm Paint and Decorating, and here's why. We have the best technical staff in the business, providing the best color matching service in Southeast Louisiana. Perfect matching for any color and any brand. Then we'll save your colors so you don't have to save those old cans. Helm Paint offers free 2-hour delivery. Our in-store decorators will assist you on deciding what color and type of paint to best showcase your home. But most importantly, as your local independent Benjamin Moore dealer, our products provide the greatest value in the paint industry. Superior coverage, and Benjamin Moore paint simply covers better and lasts longer. New Orleans is a city of vibrant color, and no one else provides the paints of New Orleans like Helm Paint and Decorating. Visit any of our 6 locations or online at helmpaint.com.
Helm Paint, let us steer you right. Helm Paint and Supply.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamar team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamar Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
5 generations, family owned and operated. Leidenheimer French bread.
It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa. And now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville, the Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Oh, Batman and Robin with the utility belts, the masks, the capes, climbing buildings, scaling buildings, taking care of the Joker and others. It's Batman, not coming your way next. It is not Gotham City. It is New Orleans. Drew Brees is correct. 5 o'clock power hour coming your way. Thanks so much for finding us on the radio. Oh, so fine. 93.9 FM. Thanks so much for finding us on television. Cox Channel 4 TV, New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Lafayette. Anywhere Cox Television is in Louisiana, I'm on Cox Channel 4, weekdays starting at 4. You Charter television subscribers, a.k.a. Spectrum, check it out, 4 to 5:30 on television, Spectrum Channel 333. 2 big hours on the radio. We roll till 6 o'clock. 2 big hours live streaming, CoreyTalks.com. Corey spelled K-A-A-R-E, CoreyTalks.com. You can email us, suggestions, criticism, whatever you like. Corey at CoreyTalks.com. We're on YouTube. Click to subscribe to our fledgling YouTube channel. We're trying to build that bad boy in 2024. Click to subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. Send the link to a friend if you like what you're checking out on YouTube. We're on YouTube Live every weekday afternoon, 4 to 6. That means you folks that have YouTube TV, 4 to 6 o'clock. Just put Corey Johnson, the Neutral Ground, or the Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson into that search bar, and you are home free. Hey, the 5 o'clock power hour this afternoon on this Thursday, brought to you by Katie's in Mid-City. Why aren't you at Katie's right now? What are you waiting for? Big New Orleans portions, great to bring the family, bring the kids. It's got a lot of flat screen TVs. Check out the Pelicans, NBA action, soon to be NBA playoff action next month. More is better, more of the good things. That's Scott Craig's and Katie's whole mindset. Like I said, big portions, lots of flat screen TVs. Great folks, lots of New Orleans characters in there, indoor, outdoor dining. Why aren't you at Katie's right now? Lunch and dinner Monday through Saturday, brunch on Sunday. The quintessential New Orleans neighborhood restaurant in the heart of Mid-City. Katie's. 5 o'clock power hour on this a little wet, misty, rainy Thursday afternoon, brought to you by Katie's. Maybe more of the same tomorrow. We didn't get rain till like 2 o'clock today in New Orleans. So if you had morning stuff you were doing, you got it in without any rain. Got into lunch, even after lunch a little while. Got it all in. Then just like a little drizzle, not much. A lot of folks just powered through the rain. Anyway, a little rain out there. Be careful. Maybe some tomorrow. The weekend looks really good. The weekend looks really good. Start off in the 50s, creep into the 60s, might get to 70, 71, 72. Cloudy and sunny. No rain Saturday and Sunday, though. So good weekend coming our way. Boy, an absolutely ridiculously full slate on this Thursday afternoon. City Council approves a land swap with the state. The state gets the City Hall building and the lot it sits on. In between Perdido and Poydras, in between Loyola and LaSalle. The city gets Duncan Plaza, the park in front of City Hall on Perdido, where the city plans to build a new City Hall and maybe even a new a police headquarters. What the state does with the old City Hall hopefully makes it a park. We'll see. I think the city should make a City Hall NOPD headquarters in Central City. Invest in Central City. That area where they want to build, it's already in the middle of the CBD. You could have where City Hall is and Duncan Plaza, one bigger park, a nicer, bigger park. Make it really nice. Water retention pond, too. Real simple. No, and then Central City gets a leg up with not only a new City Hall, but a new NOPD headquarters. The OIG report, the mayor's defunct, now gone, the former nonprofit, Forward Together New Orleans. You remember the mayor pulling $1 million+ bucks out of the Wisner Foundation money and putting it into her nonprofit? And then when rumors circulated, the OIG, Office of Inspector General Ed Michel, just tenacious like a pit bull, got on it, did an investigation, proved to be true. It's like months later, 6 months later, the mayor just returns the money. None of it's spent. I think the mayor was just going to cruise through this second term and load up that nonprofit with cash and then go run that nonprofit. Get a big salary. Oh, $300,000 salary is not anything. We've got a $3, $4, $5 million account right now. Wow. Check out the OIG report. I reposted it on my Twitter at Corey Johnson. You can just check it out. Go to the OIG website, New Orleans OIG. This is kind of crazy. This second part. I like City Park. They're having a master plan for the park. Lots of interesting things. They're having another public meeting to discuss it with you, the public. I like that. It's open. The master plan's pretty aggressive. They want to put a north-south road from City Park Avenue all the way to Allen Toussaint, like paralleling Marconi, but inside the park and not straight linear, but kind of zigzagging around. But on that side of the park. There's just a problem. There's a $30 million golf course that next month will be 7 years old. Next month, it'll be 7 years old. The Reese Jones designed City Park South Championship Golf Course. Zurich, the folks that sponsor the Zurich Classic at the TPC. There's talk of it eventually moving to City Park. The course was built with that in mind. Zurich contributed north of $1 million. The Four Kids Foundation contributed money. There's lots of folks that are involved. The PGA Tour was involved in City Park South Golf Course. This is just, it opened 7 years ago next month. So it's years and 11 months old. They couldn't have thought about the road and maybe we're going to come in here and use this part of the park or leave this park alone. I mean, and now they've come up with this master plan and it basically destroys a good $10 million of the $30 million golf course. And then it's not just, puzzle pieces. You just go move the holes around or build them somewhere else and it's a nice flow. You're ruining this design. I mean, unless Reese Jones has been contacted and said, man, I always had a B plan and we could have put holes over here and it's easy to do. You can rip up those 5 holes on the front side. It's no big deal. $30 million golf course that's less than 7 years old, and City Park's plan for this wooded island, which I like, is getting rid of at least 5 holes. I mean, I got to think about the road too. I really need to relook at the map. The road looks like it might go through some holes on the backside of the golf course. They might be destroying 5, 6, 7, 8 holes when it's all said and done. I'm just not sure about that. Just forget about golf. $30 million building that's not 7 years old yet. You're going to take out a third of the building, demolish it. It's being used. It functions. It's a quality building. Everybody likes the building. It makes a profit. It funds a lot of other stuff at the golf at the park besides golf. My God, that course, if they kept all the money from golf if they put it into the golf course, it'd be one of the nicest courses in America. So they're going to blow up a big part of this golf course potentially? I don't get that. A new LSU basketball arena, $300 million, built by a private equity firm, essentially, investors. LSU will get to play their games there, and they keep all the money from that like it was their arena. But then everything else, the investors get money, every concert, everything else at that facility. We'll talk about that and a slew of other topics. Don't move.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
Served in New Orleans' finest restaurants, Leidenheimer French bread.
River Cities, total maintenance keeps you cool. River Cities, total maintenance keeps you cool. River Cities, total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River Cities, total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love. More. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's called more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson back at you on a Thursday afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us. I love tossing this cat, pun intended, a bone, pun intended. Jeff Dorson joins us from the Humane Society of Louisiana on a Thursday. What up, Jeff?
Hey, Corey, always appreciate these times where we get to talk about the one thing I really enjoy talking about. That's where my passion is. How do we help our fellow creatures? I'm talking about cats, dogs, lizards, animals. Can we just be nicer and kinder?
Yep, so important. What's the latest and greatest, Jeff? I know the regular legislative session's going on. You came up with a genius idea of, maybe all these prisons we have, they could house animals. The prisons could help, the prisoners could help out. We have such a shortage of shelters. At least half the parishes in the state have no shelter at all. I would say the ones that do, half of them are pathetic and crappy. So a long, long way to go. This prison idea is genius.
And unfortunately, we haven't got much traction on it. Several lawmakers have become our champions, but we can't get a penny yet out of the administration. Department of Corrections loves the idea. As you said, free inmate labor keeps them busy, teaches them to be, good citizens, take care of animals, and the property's donated. So all of these good upside, no downside, can't quite get the money allocated. So third session we'll probably wrap up in 2.5 months, and I don't think we'll get anything this year either. So
there's no bill? There's no representative that will put a bill forward for you?
The problem is, in this administration, they don't want to spend much money, especially on anything that would improve prisons. For some reason, they have a real hard time with that this go round.
Wow.
So we'll just keep at it. We don't know what else to do. If we stop, then everything stops. So we are in touch with different wardens. Allen Parish wants it. So maybe we'll have to raise money separately and build really crude, rude pens, because these shelters are overwhelmed with strays with no options. None. There's not even an agency to pick up the phone. There's nobody. And you're talking hundreds of square miles. Tensaw, Union, East Feliciana, Bienville, Catahoula, Concordia, all that multiplied by 3, and that's our state with no services.
Hey, well, look at this, the way there are services. New Orleans, $2 million a year to the Louisiana SPCA. Call them. Tell them you have a stray dog. See if they answer the phone. See if they're sending out a truck to pick up the stray dog. And then they put down about 1,000 animals a year. 1,000 animals a year put down at the Louisiana SPCA on the West Bank. It's terrible. So even where we have it, they suck. So we need a lot of help. Jeff has been doing this for 35 years, busting his tail for us, saving cats and dogs, kittens and puppies, all kind of animals, goats, horses, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of them. He needs your help. Ideally, donating yourself, physically being there, your time. If not that, just write a check. You get a part of one of these campaigns, humanela.org, where you're giving $20 a month, $10 a month. It's easy. Humanela.org.
It is that simple, and we'll do the work. You just got to keep us going. So, monthly donors, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. It goes right on the front lines where it's most needed. So there's no hocus pocus here. We're not shuffling money around. It's going right into our programs. So it's pretty transparent. There's nothing to show but hard work and good results.
Yep.
So please join us. Volunteer, donate, give us your time, services, or your money.
Yep, humanela.org. Anything in particular going on right now where you need help, Jeff?
We do have a bill that we introduced at the session. Lauren Ventrilla, a good friend of ours. It's a commemorative stamp bill, pet stamp bill. It's kind of an interesting, creative way where every year, if a bill passes, you get to buy a commemorative stamp, like a duck stamp. That's the idea that we borrowed from, only it's voluntary, but you're putting your good faith and will into this program. $15 for a stamp. We'll have an entry every year to see whose pet's on the stamp, and the money goes for spay-neuter. I love the idea. Actually, I helped write the bill to see, can we get this done? So I'll let you know in a couple of weeks if it's going to move forward or not.
Any animals in need right now that you guys have rescued, that you're rehabilitating, big vet bill, anything like that going on?
Oh, of course, everything. And if you want to get your name on one of our plaques, we just opened up a new headquarters in Gretna. Go to our Facebook page, Humane Society of Louisiana. There's a bunch of posts where if you spend a few bucks, 10, 15, you'll get your name on a Supporters of the Humane Society plaque. Some people really like that. Your name is there forever. Yep. You've helped us open the door. And then if you go to our website, our Twitter, anything that you see, you'll see dogs in need, animals in need. Your donations will target that animal.
Yep. Please donate, humanela.org, humanela.org. Jeff, until next time.
Love these minutes, brother. Thank you for this opportunity, and I'll call you again next week.
Sounds good. That's Jeff Dorson, humanela.org, humanela.org. Please go to the website right now and donate. Humane Society of Louisiana on Facebook. You go to their Facebook page, you see the photos, you read the description of the photo. You'll go to humanela.org and donate. I promise you. humanela.org. Go to the site right now. $5, $10, $20. Come on. humanela.org. A lot going on. It does not stop, man. It really doesn't. The vote postponed until April 4th. It's about this River District Top Golf. The city council still hasn't voted to move like 150 yards of melpomene through an existing parking lot, just jogging the street over a little bit so this Top Golf thing can extend into that part of the block and the street can continue. It wouldn't block the street, just go around it. It's not a big deal at all. But the quote, neighborhood, it's like, where's the neighborhood? Sorry, the Saleh Apartments doesn't count as like the neighborhood. A dense pack apartment complex next door, that doesn't count. That's like what the River District's going to be. Downtown, dense pack, office buildings, apartments, condo, everything all together in one place. Work, live, play, all in one spot. Top Golf fits in just fine. The neighborhood complaining, you're talking about Irish Channel, Lower Garden District, whatever you want to call it. It's like, God, you live by the
Pontchartrain Expressway. You live by the Crescent City connection. You live by the Mississippi River. There's going to be development there. There's going to be development there. I just don't, it is hard to do business in the city of New Orleans. I mean, Topgolf may be like, screw it, we're leaving. And these people would be happy. A $50 million investment, outside company investing in New Orleans, leaving. Great, glad they're going. Just people are sick. They have their own needs, their own desires, and they live next to the airport and are going to complain that they're adding flights and more planes are flying over. You live by the rail yard and more trains are coming. It's mind-blowing. You live on the river, by the Mississippi River Bridge, by the Crescent City Connection, by the Pontchartrain Expressway, in a dense packed neighborhood. There's a lot of things that could go on in that area. Just blows me away. The council, yet again, we got to study this and talk about it more and see what we can do. It's just endless. Cities like Austin and Nashville, yes, come on, yes. And they preserve trees, and we don't. We build streets and kill our oak trees. Our canopy is gone to, in the toilet, our tree canopy in New Orleans. No, it's crazy. Just whacked priorities. Got to get our priorities straight, huh? Seriously. It's just kind of crazy. Trying to get this River District thing, haven't broken ground yet. River District neighborhood, been talking about it for like 2 or 3 years. There'd be like a building built. There'd be like condos, people living there in Austin or Nashville. 3 years in, 36 months or longer. So all we do is talk. Lucky it's local investors, local folks. I mean, you got to be like the Sean Meaning guy with the Havana Outpost. Got to fall in love with New Orleans, be wealthy. He was like original investor in Etsy. Be a restaurateur with experience. Buy a house on Esplanade. Have your kid live with you here. Go to school here. Fall in love with the city. Be a Golden Gloves boxing champion because you're a winner. You're going to fight till the end. Took him over a decade. I own the gas station. I own the house next door. I want to make it the Havana Outpost. And all these loser folks behind him on Esplanade that are underassessed for their multi-million-dollar homes, paying like it's a few $100,000 home. No Havana Outpost, a big line, circle with the red line drawn across it. Just the needs of the few outweighing the needs of the many, just stifling this guy for a decade. He won. He got it built. I'm wondering over the 40 years that property sat vacant since the Jimmy Carter administration, and I'm not making a joke. How many folks did they successfully run off that they frustrated month after month, even year after year, and the folks threw in the towel? They said, enough's enough. How many folks, investors, do you think that own that property, had a deal to own it, and had to walk away because those people beat them up? No, this Topgolf thing, outside investment, River District neighborhood, it's all part of their deal. You still have people complaining and the city council delaying the vote. And I mean, I'm Topgolf. I'm like, man, screw New Orleans. Pain in my butt. Corey Johnson with you. 5 o'clock powwow on a Thursday.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof. Now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
For Leidenheimer Baking Company, producing the perfect French bread is more than a vocation. It's a sacred mission. And for 5 generations, they've used the same time-honored process, baking their signature loaf with its crisp crust and delicate center, unique and still good to the last crumb. From the finest French Quarter restaurants to your local po' boy shop, for over 125 years, New Orleans' own Leidenheimer.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot.
From the owners of Katie's in Mid-City and Bienvenue in Harahan, an old school deli with over a dozen specialty sandwiches. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations, New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Ooh, la, Leidenheimer. That's what I said. Gotta love that New Orleans own Leidenheimer French bread. It's really the official French bread of the city. If it's a real po' boy, it's on Leidenheimer. If you're at one of the city's finest restaurants, it's Leidenheimer French bread. For over 125 years, 5th generation, family owned and operated, still baking that Leidenheimer French bread you love right here in the city of New Orleans since 1896. I told you the story, this to-go order that I would get from a restaurant. They got bought by a chain, a national chain. And that national chain ships in just boxes of this very bad bread. And they used to have local, fresh Leidenheimer French bread. I'd tell them piping hot, get it hotter than they even would get it normally. Room temperature butter, just fantastic. I'd get a to-go order. I considered it like the 4th course of a 4-course meal. I get the chicken, I get the mashed potatoes and this salad. But then that mini loaf of Leidenheimer was so important. Now this place doesn't have Leidenheimer. I don't go there now for my to-go order, and that's a fact. No, it's got to be Leidenheimer French bread. Why would you downgrade? Why would you think in New Orleans that's not important? I was tweeting this company. Get the Leidenheimer French bread back already. This is New Orleans. Bread is an important part of every meal. High quality French bread. Bread we love. Leidenheimer French Bread, Leidenheimer Baking Company. So much going on. The city-state swapping land. The state will get the city hall spot downtown. The city will get the Duncan Plaza site right next door. Could build a new city hall or NOPD headquarters there. OIG report. Forward Together New Orleans. The mayor's now defunct, shut down nonprofit. $1 million from the Wisner Fund. They returned that. What's funny is it was months later and they still had all the money. What was the plan? To pad that account so when the mayor retired, she could go run a nonprofit with millions of dollars in it? Who knows? Giving Mardi Gras Indians $500 each out of some housing. Just take it out of housing. This OIG report on the Forward Together NOLA nonprofit that now is shut down that the mayor had control of. It was her nonprofit. Very revealing, interesting. And at the very least, ethics rules or laws broken, if not real laws, criminal. City Park Master Plan, another public meeting tonight at Dillard University. Very aggressive master plan. I like, keeping that park first class, world class. They've done a lot in the last 15 years. Now they have an idea. The wooded island, a wooded island, like a forested island. I think it's a great idea. This road possibly going through the park. I like a lot of these ideas. You have to work with what you have. You have to work around with some of the stuff you have. Some of it doesn't matter. But when this wooded island means you're going to destroy maybe a third, if not half, of a not even 7-year-old golf course, talking about the City Park South, Reese Jones design championship golf course that Zurich put over $1 million in, the folks that run the Zurich Classic. That course was thought to be the future home of the PGA Tour stop, bringing it back to its roots in City Park. That's why it's a Reese Jones design championship course, PGA involved, Zurich involved, 4Kids Foundation involved. There's a lot of players involved. And now this City Park Master Plan, it just seems irresponsible. If it was a $30 million building that was really nice, making a profit, being used, but your master plan calls for tearing down $10 million worth of the $30 million building, I don't know if that would be the most prudent thing. It's less than 7 years old. It's a $30 million golf course. It makes a lot of money for the park, not just for itself, for the park. It subsidizes a lot of things in the park. And this master plan calls for maybe destroying a third, maybe half of this golf course and then putting new holes somewhere else. I mean, it's not that simple. There's a rhyme and a reason, the flow to the golf course, front side, back side, finishing holes, all of that. No, this would all but destroy the integrity of that golf course, coupled with the Zurich Classic, the PGA Tour stop wouldn't be coming to City Park. I just think there's a better way to work around that. Plus, all that land west of Harrison Avenue at City Park, you can dig lagoons, connect into the existing lagoon system, make an island out there. It's endless. Build a forest there. It's endless. Connect the two. Work with the land you have on the, quote, wooded island without disturbing the existing $30 million golf course. Just seems crazy. It's pretty new. It'll be 8 years old. Excuse me. It'll be, let's see, it was open in 17. It'll be, it's 7 years old next month. It's not even 7 years old. It's a little more than 6 years old, or a lot more than 6 years, 11 months. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday. New LSU arena, privately built on public land. It's LSU, but it's their private TAF. It's kind of crazy. They've narrowed the list down to 2 partners to build. Essentially what LSU is doing, what Texas did, getting some private equity firm, some investment firm to build a $300 million arena. And LSU gets an arena for men's basketball, women's basketball, gymnastics, volleyball, and whatever LSU needs athletically. And then that's it. Everything else at that arena, concerts, ice capades, circus, whatever, goes to the investors that put up the $300 million to build it. So it's LSU's arena for LSU events. Every single thing else goes to the investors. Here's the kicker. None of this is being, vetted openly. I just mentioned the City Park Master Plan meeting at Dillard. You can get involved. I'm not for the golf course. I'm for the golf course going away. I'm for the golf course staying, whatever. Not with the LSU arena. Who knows? Is it going to be the Pete Maravich Assembly Center? Is it going to be Dale Brown, Sue Gunter Court, or those things just go away? New building? The investors, they got it sponsored. It's sponsored. It's AT&T Arena at LSU. No more Pete Maravich. Now, all this should be publicly known. Instead, it's privately being done. I mean, this is 39 senators in Baton Rouge, 105 House reps, a small number of them. It's political movers and shakers. It's people that are going to profit off of this. You're gonna trust this handful of people in Baton Rouge to do this deal, honestly, what's best for us? We're just finding out about this Plaquemines Parish Bridge. $150 million bridge. The company that's going to run the tolls, they're going to collect $700 million in tolls because they put up a big chunk of the money to build the bridge. Is that how it works? Put up a $150 million bridge, you get $700 million in return? No, is this a good deal? Is it a bad deal? We don't know any of this. Needs of the few outweighing the needs of the many. We don't know any of this. Just crazy. Wrong. Beyond wrong. It does not stop. Vote delayed until April. River District, Top Golf. The city council still has not voted on moving 150 yards of Melpomene through an existing parking lot, just jogging it a little east for about 150 yards. So this Top Golf can fit their footprint in there. And the neighborhoods, some people in the neighborhood freaking out about this River District and the Top Golf thing. We run business away. We're not a business-friendly city. We're the opposite. We don't welcome you with open arms. Our arms are folded. We're looking the other way. We're drunk. We drive people away. I mean, it's amazing they haven't broken ground on the River District yet, much less the Top Golf. New federal rules. Louisiana, this is good. Louisiana impacted in a good way. The oil, gas, chemical industry, they have to assess what a devastating hurricane would do to their facility. And not so much that, what it would do to the population surrounding that facility, the neighborhoods that are around those facilities. Like what happened in St. Bernard post-Katrina. Refineries, tank farms, compromised, just a toxic stew, a foot deep, 2 feet deep, just covering St. Bernard Parish, or a lot of it. No, but in typical fashion, the federal rules will make the oil and gas chemical industry show you what a catastrophic hurricane would do to their facility and the neighborhoods around it. But they don't have to implement any plan preventing it from happening. Kind of crazy, to say the least. DA Jason Williams touring the NOPD evidence building. Exactly like I said, compromised evidence can't have that. I was saying that day one, not just the rats eating the weed, but compromised evidence where there's evidence that could be getting chewed up, papers, whatever, and compromises a case where Jason Williams can't put a criminal behind bars. Can't have that. Need all the help we can get putting criminals behind bars in New Orleans. Corey Johnson with you. A little rain, misty Thursday afternoon. Coming right back. Don't move.
My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
Since 1896, a true taste of New Orleans, Leidenheimer French bread.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa. And now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville, the Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamar Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Best quality, best price. Crawfish prices coming down every day. Best selection on those crawfish. Talking about Rouse's Markets. No one locally sells more live crawfish by the sack than Rouse's Market. They get them every day, local suppliers all around Southeast Louisiana. It's crawfish season. Rouse's has your live by the sack crawfish ready for you to pick up as much as you want for your crawfish boil. Rouse's has you covered. You just want to eat hot from the pot crawfish, South Louisiana season just right. Rouse's Markets has crews at each and every Rouse's. All they do all day long, boil crawfish. That's all they do. You can go to Rouse's right now, get hot from the pot, steaming hot, fresh Louisiana crawfish ready to eat at each and every Rouse's. No one sells more boiled crawfish than Rouse's Market locally. And no one sells more live by the sack crawfish than Rouse's Markets. Best quality, best selection. Yeah, price is coming down. Best price. Tastes like home. It's crawfish season. Rouse's Markets. French Market Corporation. Cassie Sherm, the investigative reporter for Channel 6, tweeting out about the French Market Corp, a letter written to the city council, to Helena Moreno and JP Morel, the rest of the council, I believe. And the keys to that mayor's unit have been, taken. The locks are going to be changed. Everything will be cleared out of that room, out of that apartment. The mayor is no longer using that apartment, has no access to that apartment. So this Pontalba thing finally in the rearview mirror. What a joke. Just broken New Orleans and the mayor doing that and having the council waste all that time messing with that. Just a nightmare. Tough to get any worse than that. Hey, the Downtown Development District, it's an independent agency funded through local property tax. It's got an 11-member board. 9 of those members are appointed by the mayor. The state may change that state control. There'll be 2 appointees by the mayor, but instead of an 11-member board, it'll be only 7 members. So 5 other appointees, not by the mayor, the council, New Orleans and Company. So kind of taking the Downtown Development District control away from the mayor. She controls it. 9 of 11 board members appointed by the mayor. No, the Downtown Development District would be controlled by New Orleans and Company, tourism leaders, out of the mayor and council control. I don't know if I have too much of a problem with that. Hey, coming up in 30 minutes away, March Madness is already cranked up. NCAA college basketball March Madness. Did you do your bracket? In 30 minutes, 6:25, 12 seed, McNeese State, the Cowboys from Lake Charles, Will Wade's team. They're 30-3. They got the best record in America. They're about to hit a buzzsaw, a very experienced NCAA postseason team, Gonzaga. Gonzaga's a 5 seed. They're 25-7 with a tough schedule. McNeese took care of the out-of-conference teams like Michigan on the road, and Michigan's not a very good team, but still. Will Wade can coach. He's got big players in the paint. He's got a great defensive team, and he's got 3-point shooters. There's a chance tonight. I'm doing a bracket. I'm putting McNeese as an upset over Gonzaga. I'm probably going to be wrong, but you got to pick an 11, a 12, a 13 in an upset. 12 seed McNeese, 5 seed Gonzaga in 30 minutes. March Madness. It is a 6:25 tip-off. Speaking of 6:25 tip-off, tomorrow, 6:25 tip-off. 16 seed Grambling. They had to play in. They went to overtime. They were down by double digits, forced overtime, won in overtime to advance to the final 64, but they're a 16 seed. They'll take on 1 seed Purdue. That's tomorrow at 6:25. Louisiana's own Grambling taking on 1 seed Purdue. And tonight at 6:25, in less than 30 minutes, Louisiana's own McNeese, a 12 seed, taking on 5 seed Gonzaga. March Madness. Corey Johnson with you. Hey, do you need air conditioning or heat help? A lot of folks been running both like me. Heat overnight, air conditioning sometimes by the afternoon, sometimes the unit's off. If you ever need air conditioning or heat help, River City's Total Maintenance. Fair and Honest Lucas and the boys, Air conditioning and heating experts that come immediately. That's all you need to know. Honest, incapable of ripping you off. Air conditioning and heating experts, diagnosing it correctly. First thing, right away. And they come right away immediately because your AC or heat's not working right, or worse, not working at all. All you need to know is NOLAAC.com. NOLAAC.com. That's all you need to know. Corey Johnson with you. Thursday afternoon. Yeah, you're right. Creeping up on the weekend. Could have more of this wet, misty, rainy weather tomorrow. That's what's forecasted. But Saturday and Sunday, no rain. Waking up in high 50s, mostly 60s. Might get to 70, 71, 72 on Saturday and Sunday. Little cloudy, little sunny, no rain. Weekend looks good. And the rain we got today, not too bad. A little misty stuff. Hopefully it doesn't pick up too bad. Or if it does, it's, 2 in the morning till 5 a.m. when we're all sleeping, most of us at least. I don't know. There might be one character who wakes up in the middle of the night, might be dreaming, or just smells some food possibilities. Who knows? And here he is. Oh, boy. What, Mr. Blue Boy? Thank everyone for watching and listening. Tomorrow, Fantasy Friday, Fletcher Mackel, Frank Freitzen, hopefully with some good crawfish news. Michael Heck, hopefully with some good economic news. Blue Boy, you should host the show. You save me every day. Thank you, buddy. See you tomorrow, 4 o'clock.
You're on the Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 6 p.m.